Look, it's the mid-card jobbers all coming out to celebrate with Austin Theory. Who's the one that said weeks ago that Theory was going to beat Finn Balor for the United States Championship? That's right. It was me. Hi, everybody. Let's update the board. We gotta update the board. Wait, your night is ruined because I'm here? Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. Oh, now my night's ruined because Mr. McMahon is coming out. I knew as soon as he started getting involved in Finn Balor's matches, that this was going to happen. I thought it was going to happen at WrestleMania Backlash. I didn't think it was going to happen on a Raw, but I knew it was going to happen. Well, I'm curious when Finn Balor's contract is up with WWE. Thank you, Lucas. I appreciate that. Yes, it was all heels, which it's actually kind of funny because, we've seen it before when, baby faces, when that happens. You never see that with heels coming out and putting a guy on their shoulders and everything. It's kind of funny to see that. I already know who Cody's opponent is going to be. Whoa! Breaking news. Fightful Select has posted Kushida has left WWE. Whoa! Okay. Just reading through this. Wow. All right, hold on. I got to do a TikTok here on this real quick. Give me a second here. I haven't done a. So bear with me as we're doing this. I'm going to do a TikTok talking about the Kushida story. Monday Night Breaking News. Fightful Select is reporting that NXT star Kushida has left the company. It appears that his deal with WWE has expired, and the former NXT Cruiserweight Champion, has left the company. No further details on this right now, but Kushida appears to be gone from the WWE. Look at that. Oh no, it's wedding time. Sure, I start my broadcast now. Oh, good grief. All right. There we go. All right. Sorry about that, folks. Oh, Tommy, it's going. It's been one of those days. Let me tell you. Whoops. Sorry about that. I am exhausted. Didn't get a lot of rest over the weekend. Not feeling the greatest. Dealing with a kitchen that is all torn up in my house now. Yeah. And now sitting here through Raw. Yeah, gotta love it. Gotta love it. Yes, Finn Balor, the inaugural Universal Champion, who unfortunately held it for one day before he had to relinquish it due to a shoulder injury. Yeah, R-Truth is going to walk out with the belt. Guaranteed R-Truth is going to walk out with the belt. Okay, let's talk about Kushida real quick. Before he came to WWE, he was in New Japan, correct? He was in New Japan. Imagine if Wednesday night Tony Khan comes out, and it might be at the beginning of the show on Dynamite. He's got his big announcement. And he gets interrupted by somebody on his own roster. And then Kushida comes out. Oh, picture this. Picture this. Sammy Guevara comes out while Tony Khan is out there. Now, I don't know why. Then all of a sudden he gets interrupted while Tony's trying to give his announcement, and Kushida attacks Sammy Guevara. And suddenly we have the announcement of the AEW New Japan Super Show in June in Chicago. And we'll have Kushida versus Sammy Guevara for the TNT Championship. Oh, by the way, yeah, back to what I was saying. Let's see. Well, this wedding ceremony is probably going to take about 15 minutes of time because the main event between Cody Rhodes and is the main event. No, if his contract expires, he does not. It's only if he gets released. All right, so let's take a look here. Who's up? You've got Humberto Angel, Nikki Ash, I like when they break out the wedding ceremony white microphones. Oh, okay. All right. So the 24/7 title is off limits. I can't even see what good is going to come out of this segment. He's better than Corey Graves. I'll tell you that. He is better than Corey Graves. I'm afraid to see what Dana's going to come out in, or Tamina. Oh. So I'm confused. Is this a wedding or is it a commitment ceremony? So how many of you... Wait, is that Sasha and Naomi as bridesmaids? They couldn't even take the ring ropes down for this, huh? They're going to force two women in wedding dresses to climb through the ropes. Okay. Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought that Dana would have came out with something slightly inappropriate, but... So how many of you saw the video online of Tozawa calling Tamina and Los Lotharios there, kind of trying to guide him through it? It was weird. Wait, was Team Bad Tamina, Sasha, and Naomi? That was Team Bad? Okay, this thing is already falling off the rails. Oh man, why am I... No, Bianca wasn't in Team Bad. Hold on, let's find out. Oh, you know what? TKG was right. Team Bad was Tamina, Sasha, and Naomi. He was right. It's amazing how far Reggie has come. Remember when he wasn't he the sommelier for Carmella? When he was first brought in? I feel so bad for the Buffalo crowd. I really do. I mean, you pay good money to be at a live show, and you get this trash. Why, as wrestling fans, do we put up with this stuff? Yes, yeah, Louis, that's right. He had a thing with Nia Jax going at one point in time. Thank No, Marcus, I am not live on TikTok tonight. Sorry about that. I just actually I don't even know where my I guess I'd have to go on my phone if I want to do it. Wait, which wedding in eight? Oh yeah. The wasn't it Kip Sabian and what's her face? I love Akira Tozawa. Oh boy, here we go. Who's gonna come up? What? Tamina's objecting. Tamina's in love with Reggie. Tamina's gonna go lesbian. Where's Eric Bischoff? Oh, we need him. What the? I I honestly don't know what the heck is going on here right now. This is this is shit. Oh my goodness! Why? why wouldn't Dana Brooke be upset with Reggie? Because he'd be, oh my God, why? 15 minutes that segment went on, all to give us 4 title changes. That's it. Why? Why? What's new on Raw? Same crap, different day. That was just. You know what's sad is that wedding segment or commitment segment is going to get more time than the main event is, or it's going to be pretty doggone close. And by the way, it's going to be Seth Rollins' best friend in the main event against Cody Rhodes. Just saying. I'm just saying it's going to be Seth Rollins' best friend because Seth Rollins doesn't have any other friends. Oh, my microphone's way out of position tonight. Sorry about that. Why do we subject ourselves to this stuff every Monday night? You know, the opening and the closing of the show are going to be great. The rest of the show is sucked. I mean, even the RK Bro Street Profits match ended stupidly. The only thing good on this show has been the opening segment with Seth and Cody. I'm sorry. Wrestling ratings in general are stupid. They've got to stop doing them. Me versus the neck tattoo? Maybe. Who is Seth's best friend? Think back over the few months leading up to WrestleMania. Who is Seth always with? Oh, don't get me started on that whole mess. Do not get me started on that whole thing with the lie detector test and Chad Gable. Boy, how the mighty have fallen. Just 2 months ago, he was a tag team champion, and now he's basically the main roster version of Andre Chase on NXT. Ding, 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 ding. You are correct. Kevin Owens. It will be Kevin Owens against Cody Rhodes in the main event. Oh. So somebody just posted, R-Truth carried that entire segment. No, he didn't. Yes, you are right. It was the dark match actually at the, I believe it was the Raw after WrestleMania. Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes was the dark match. You are correct. Which segment won the night? Lie detector test, commitment ceremony, Edge Priest attack AJ. What about none of the above? That would be my vote. Yeah, this whole thing with Edge and Damian is just not making sense now. I mean, is Edge suddenly the 2022 version of Ministry of Darkness Undertaker, which he had referenced during his promo tonight, that they could just supernaturally show up? Oh, brother. So they had to go to a commercial break with Bobby Lashley in the backstage ring area to only come back to him being in that same area with, is that Sarah Schreiber, only to be interrupted by a video from MVP. This is just, who writes this crap? This will be the third show in a row we don't get Roman Reigns. He was not on Raw last week. He was not on SmackDown last week. He is not on Raw tonight. Because again, WWE has absolutely no freaking clue what they're doing with Roman Reigns right now. So these poor fans in Buffalo had to sit through that stupid 15-minute segment, and now they're sitting through essentially 10 minutes of commercials and backstage promos. So the better part of a half an hour with no wrestling. I'd be pissed. I would be really pissed right now. No, I don't agree. I don't agree that MVP went downhill. I think him going with Omos is actually a good thing if they book this correctly, because Omos needs a manager. He needs a mouthpiece, and MVP is so much better as a heel. He really is. Who's going to be arm wrestling next week? Oh, did I miss that? They're having it. Really, WWE is bringing back arm wrestling. Good grief. How's the weather? It was crappy. It snowed today in Milwaukee. It didn't stick to the ground, thankfully, but it was snowing. It was windy. It was damp. It was not a very good mid-April day. And Cody's still giving away the weight belts. That is cool, though. All right, we'll see if I'm right. We will see if I'm right on who his opponent is. But we're probably going to go to a commercial break first before we find out Cody's opponent. Oh, excuse me. Yep, of course, I got to go to commercial break. It will be a good match, though. I mean, this main event match should be a good match. And I mean, these are two guys that I don't think they've ever wrestled each other because KO wasn't in NXT when Cody was there. Yeah, I don't think their paths have ever crossed. I mean, yes, there was the dark match 2 weeks ago, but this is their first ever televised match. Yep, I know the feeling, Lucas. That's why I waited. I was actually sitting down here for almost an hour looking at it like I can't go live during this right now. I just can't. And I almost went live during Theory versus Balor. I almost did. Like, nah, you know what? I'm going to wait. I'm just going to wait until the end of that match. Forgetting we still had the wedding segment to come. That was a mistake. I don't understand why I continue to put myself through this, watching this stuff. Because, yeah, I complain about it every doggone week. And I do the same thing with SmackDown, too. Like I said, the best thing on the show was that opening promo segment between Cody and Seth. Oh, excuse me, but even that got annoying, though, too. And I'm disappointed in WWE. I really thought they would have gone the route with AJ Styles, that it would have been Damian Priest versus AJ at WrestleMania Backlash. That they wouldn't rehash the Edge AJ match again. Because what good comes out of that? On it, okay. I wouldn't even say that's good right now, but agreed, that's not even perfect. I think WWE is an absolute train wreck right now. I mean, what can you say? Look at the whole thing with Bianca and Sonya. And now, we've got two shows in a row where Adam Pearce has referenced higher ups. Well, who are the higher ups? They're, him and Sonya are the officials. Who are the higher ups? That's what I'm wondering. I mean, we all know, but, for TV purposes, who are the higher ups? This is so stupid. Yeah, we're going to have an arm wrestling challenge next week. Bianca Belair getting fined $1 Ooh, $1. Just make Sonya Deville a full-time competitor again, please. You know, this whole back and forth with her being, you know, an authority figure, but she can attack people, but she can't be touched because she's an authority figure. See, what I don't like about this whole WrestleMania backlash thing is it's basically showing that WWE cannot come up with anything original following their biggest show of the year. That for their next pay-per-view, all they're going to do is cop out and basically replay all the big matches from WrestleMania. We've got Cody and Seth. We've got Ronda and Charlotte. We've got Edge and AJ. Okay, yes, we get RK Bro and the Usos. So is Ezekiel going to get involved in this match? So KO goes from being in that stupid segment with Ezekiel to main eventing against Cody Rhodes. What in the heck is going on with this company? No, she is not going to win the title. She is not. She's going to try changing the rules, and Adam Pearce is going to get involved and say, no, you can't, because you have, you know, the higher powers, the powers that be, have deemed that you no longer have authority. Okay, so this match starts at 9:43 Central Time. Again, this match is going to get equal amount of time, if not a little bit less, than the wedding segment. Absolutely terrible. No, sorry, couldn't make it to Buffalo in time. Oh, I know these photos are getting out of control. I just can't figure out what the payoff for this is going to be. I really don't know what the payoff is going to be. That it's going to get announced that Elias has multiple personality disorder. Isn't it funny that Raw actually is the B show now? Isn't it amazing to think that after all these years, Raw is now the B show? It's incredible to think. Though SmackDown ain't much better right now. It's not. I mean, at least they're not going to have a horrific wedding ceremony, but I'll tell you, Impact is so much better than this right now. I mean, NWA Power is better than this. And okay, I was watching last week's though, the main event between Pope and Matt Cardona was actually pretty good. But they had a match that involved a new group from the Sinister Minister, James Mitchell, that I just looked at it like, oh my goodness, this is what is wrong with professional wrestling. It was just awful. They had an incredible women's match, though. Kylan King, who used to be in AEW, is now in NWA, and I think they're going to push her heavy, and I see her very soon being a champion or a contender to Camille for that NWA Women's Championship. Absolutely. 1000%. Yes, Impact is on Access TV, but I had mentioned this the other night. I'm actually watching it on their YouTube channel. I'm paying the 99 cents a month premium to be able to watch the shows. So, yeah, Kylan King is very good. I mean, she's one. I always enjoyed her matches on Dark and Dark Elevation. And the fact that it looks like she is going to get a push in NWA makes me very happy. And AEW is going to realize that they dropped the ball. That's the one thing AEW still needs to work on is their women's division. 3 years in, and they're still struggling. There's literally 2 storylines going on in the women's division right now, and they're both revolving around championships. That's it. What else is happening in the women's division? Okay, yeah, technically you got Ty Conti and Paige Van Zant, which the babyface reaction that Paige Van Zant got at Battle of the Belts was incredible. The fans have completely turned on Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti. And basically anybody that goes against Ty Conti right now is going to get cheered to the moon. And same thing with Sammy Guevara. Really? I mean, I knew he was a professional football player. I didn't realize that. That is interesting. I'm glad that Kushida, back to the Kushida story. I am glad I'm assuming he opted not to re-sign with WWE, because this is a guy that from day one, he was misused. And I'll tell you, Japanese talent are going to look at what has happened with him and Asuka and Shinsuke and Io Shirai and so many others. Like, holy cow, why would I want to go to WWE? This is horrible. I mean, look what they've done with Xia Li. They turned her into, the pajama wearing whatever. It's terrible. I did not realize that Goldberg did that. He will win the TNT title. That's what I want to see, is Hook to be the guy to defeat Sammy Guevara for the TNT Championship. But hopefully it will be sooner than later. I mean, he's what, 6-0, 7-0 in singles matches, and he makes his Dynamite debut. The thing is, though, if he is going to challenge for that title, he's going to need a mouthpiece. And, I mean, it could be his dad. Oh, excuse me. Man, this show is putting me to sleep, even though this is a really good match. I can tell you right now, as soon as this show ends, I'm ending this broadcast. All right. All the wrestling shows at WWE and AEW, how would you rank each one? Are we just talking the main shows? So we're just talking Dynamite, Rampage, SmackDown, Raw, NXT. Oh, I thought Seth Rollins was supposed to be out at ringside for commentary for this whole match. I guess he's coming out now. Okay. So quite honestly, I would rank it Dynamite, Rampage, NXT, SmackDown, Raw. That's how I would do it. Yoshitatsu. I remember him. Yep. WWE has never been good with Japanese talent. Never. I mean, yeah, Shinsuke has done okay, but then they've, there will be times where they just give him garbage. They did the same thing with Asuka, too. No, Lawler and JR don't need to be together again. No, I disagree. Lawler owes too much to Vince McMahon anyways, I think. Oh, man. Ooh. This will be a good match on Impact this week. They just announced that the Tag Team Champions Violent by Design will be in action against Decay. That will be an entertaining match. Though I still think it's funny that Joe Doring is getting a big push. I remember seeing him at an independent show here in Milwaukee. Right, I want to say it was summer of 2019. I think it was before the pandemic. It was right before the pandemic, and he looked like he was moving in slow motion. It was terrible. No, WWE was going downhill long before that. They have been struggling, and there's barely any forward thinking with the booking. And I don't understand who they're writing these shows for. Yeah, Rosemary is fantastic. Oh my goodness. All right. I wonder if they're going to go over time because that was kind of a late commercial break. Unless I wonder, am I behind here? No, well, I might be about a minute behind. I mean, you'd have to think Cody's going to get the win here, but is it going to be clean or is there going to be a DQ finish or? Boy, KO pulling out all the punches on this one. Frog splash followed by a senton. And we got the second week in a row this week of no Becky Lynch again. So no Becky, no Roman, no Brock. Going for the pop-up powerbomb. This has been a good main event match. It really has been. Yeah, that was a great storyline. Decay versus the Hardys. Cody can't carry WWE. I don't know. I mean, he's not trying to. They're not trying to have him do it single handedly. I mean, you've got two of the best guys on the planet in a feud together in Cody and Seth. Bringing KO into this is good. Oh my goodness. Where's Apollo Crews been? Nowhere. They got nothing for him now. I mean, he was last we saw him, he came out, him and Commander Aziz came out when Theory won the United States Championship. They were part of that, the heel mid-card jobbers that came out to celebrate. But I don't know if he's been doing anything on main event. Oh my goodness, that was a sick suplex off the top rope. Man. No, I did not hear about that. Though I tell you, I did see a police chase today, and a guy that was trying to speed away from the police. I don't know if he hit a light pole, a building, or another car, but it literally sounded like an explosion. And then he ran away from the car, and the cops caught him like a block and a half later. Okay, that's an interesting way to end that. Oh, it'll be very soon that Apollo Crews will be chasing after the 24/7 championship. Wow. That was a very mediocre end to Raw tonight. I'll tell you, folks, that was possibly one of the worst Raws I've seen in a long time. I mean, up until the ending of that match, that was the best wrestling match on the show, followed by Balor and Theory. That was a good match. The only other really good thing on the show was the opening promo segment with Seth and Cody, but even that's getting old. After 3 weeks, that's getting old now. This was an absolutely terrible show today. If it wasn't for me running a channel like this, I probably wouldn't have watched it, or I'd fast forward. Yeah, Marcus, a degrading. Yeah. No, that will not happen. Guaranteed that will not happen. Yeah, there's still a lot of good talent on this show. It's just the storylines suck. All right, folks. Yeah, I don't want to sit here and gripe and complain too much longer. We got NXT tomorrow. We'll see what ends up happening there. What if they even announced for that show? Have they even announced anything for NXT tomorrow? Before we get out of here, let's see. What have they? Okay, we got Carmelo Hayes and Santos Escobar tomorrow. That'll be good. We're going to have the continuation of Joe Gacy and Braun Breaker. Is that it? They literally have not announced anything else for tomorrow night. Wow. That sucks. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Pretty Deadly will be on tomorrow. And like I said, we're going to have Carmelo Hayes and Santos Escobar. Bruce says it was an F show. I won't call it an F show. It's either a C- or a D+ show. It was pretty bad. All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in tonight. I apologize that I came on so late again, but I just was not motivated at all to come on and do 3 hours of watch along of this show. And quite honestly, I'm glad I didn't, because I think my head would have exploded had I had to talk 3 hours for this show tonight. All right. I will keep my eye on Twitter to see if I can get more information, more details on this this breaking news about Kushida. But it sounds like he is gone from WWE, and it's because his contract expired. So as is traditional with contracts that have expired, there is not a 90-day no compete. So he literally could show up somewhere else as of tomorrow. Dynamite. That'd be cool. You never know. No, I don't think he's going to show up on AEW. But you never know. You never know. Stranger things have happened. All right. Have a wonderful night, everybody. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and please go check out the link tree in my bio to connect with all my other social media. Have a wonderful evening, everybody, and I will talk to you for day number 49 tomorrow.